listening to me or are you listening to the music? You know, sometimes it feels like I'm talking to a wall. Like, which is it? Oh, my goodness. Oh, hi. It's Darlene Smith. Sharing is caring. Daily tips of the day during this little virus. Listening. It's an interesting topic. And listening and talking. Think about this. I want you to put down below, which is more important, listening or talking? Which is more important, listening or talking? That's interesting. Hey, I want you to test this. Can you talk a whole bunch and pretend that you're listening at the same time? Oh, that's interesting. Well, there are all kinds of different types of listening. Now, we've got some new ones, and there's one called mask listening. Right? So with being safe out there wearing our masks, then we need to listen with people with masks on. Could that be challenging at times? Yes, it can, right? Because sometimes it's not as clear. The other thing we have nowadays, of course, is what? The 6 feet, the 2 meters listening. Now, this is where, I don't know how your volume is and you're listening, but sometimes we really have to turn it up. Sometimes we feel like we're shouting because the person is hard of hearing and they're way over there. Another type of listening. There is selective listening. I don't know if you've ever used that or not. I'm sure we all have at one time, right? That's when they choose. Wait a minute, what is listening? Well, listening as defined is giving one's attention to a sound. All right, so just like my Mickey here, he's listening, but he's listening to his music. He's not listening to me. Can you believe that? It's trying to understand what it means when somebody is, what? Talking. Put down below, which is more important, listening or talking. Now, there's repeat listening. I'm sure we've all had that at one time. That's where someone is listening, but we need to repeat it. Are they listening? They may be listening, but did they hear? Hear. Yeah, and we have 2 of these and 1 of that. Not sure why. Maybe there's a reason. There's active listening, meaning that, yes, you are actively listening and people can tell that. Music listening. Attentive listening, which is there. Now, when you are listening, what are you wearing? Are you wearing your smile? Remember, we need more smiles in the world. Are you listening with a smile? So there's many different ways we can look at listening these days. I appreciate the fact that you guys are listening right now. Put down below, what kind of listener are you? Are you? Remember, sometimes you hear people say, hey, so-and-so is a great listener. What makes them a good listener? And maybe it's you. Now, there are some cases where there's listening to your family, listening to your kids, listening to your partner, your spouse, listening at work, right? Listening to the news. Wait, that one? Limit your listening to news. Listen to the positive stuff, right? Because there's a lot of negativity that is happening out there. And when you take in the information, when you listen, how do you process it, right? What do you hear? So I love, if you ever watch sometimes, Ellen's show, right? They do this game where someone says something and how did they repeat it? You know that, well, this is what the story was. But time it gets over here, after how many people have listened to it, the version changes. We've all experienced those throughout our lives. So it's listen up, folks. Heard that before as well. So thank you for what? Thank you for listening.